And now my mic's okay. There, my mic's on now. All right, we're good. That was a bit of a pain in the butt. All right, we got some music going. Hi everybody. That really didn't work. Wow, there's a lot of people in here right now. So I'm just gonna say, hey, Superback, Scoop Jessica, Scoop Joey, Namava, Keen Edge, Shy Smile. Who else? Froyog, Sarah Bess. Who else? Lots of people. Namava, I think I already said that. So, oh yeah, CJ Man. Oh look at that. You got it. I love it. There's the clip. I was supposed to show that to you, CJ, and I didn't. Hey everybody, it is Adventure Night again, and tonight we are playing another online system games, this time from 1982. But before we get into that, I want to talk to you about Extra Life and the fact that we are at $2,274.91 raised so far this year. That latest $274.91 is actually, if you look up above me, you can see, is Twitch revenue. That is the money that is raised via this channel through your cheers and subscriptions. Excuse me, please subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, if you're an Amazon Prime member, you can subscribe for free for 1 month, but you do have to re-up that every single month. And that money goes, again, directly to Extra Life. Or if you'd like to make a donation directly to Extra Life, you can go to tinyurl.com/Stewart. I just put the link in the chat there. And make a donation directly, all cash deductible. And if you subscribe or you donate, go ahead and pick a game on the stream list to be streamed on an upcoming Thursday night. We are playing Time Zones, High-Res Adventure number 5, which means it was actually the 6th adventure game from Online Systems, which is a company that would eventually become Sierra Online. This game, just to give you a little bit of background, as you can see, the graphics are a lot nicer here. They're not the sort of mouse-drawn stick graphics that we've been seeing so far. You'll notice a lot of names on the title screen. Sierra and Roberta Williams, Terry Pierce, Michelle Pritchard, Bob Davis, Jeff Stevenson. This had a lot of people working on it. This was a 12-disc game released in 1982, released on 6 double-sided floppies. It was huge. Something like 1,500 screens in here. Also, one of the first examples of a Sierra game where you could get into an unwinnable situation where you just lose the game because you didn't pick something up at the exact right time. This game cost $99 when it was released in 1982, and for some context there, adjusted for inflation, that's $260 today. $260 Apple IIe game in 1982, basically. So we're going to play this. I'm going to use a walkthrough because, oh my god, 1,500 screens. There's no way we're getting through this otherwise. I doubt I'll get through this the whole night. Through one night, I should say. So we're going to press the any key to begin. Let me know if the music's loud enough, too loud, not loud enough. Yes, and I hope you enjoyed the premiere of the latest episode of Generation 16. That was kind of fun. Maybe just do that with the older episodes on Monday nights as well. You want to back up those game discs. That's like $1 million Canadian dollars, exactly. Yeah. It's crazy. I'm going to have to switch discs here in a minute already. This takes a while to load. Wow, 14 viewers. Got lots of people here tonight. Aw, Mook. Hi, Mook. Missed the premiere. Well, it's on YouTube now. If you want to go watch it, you know, you'll earn me my $1.75 from YouTube every month. This is actually loading, just so you know. Yeah, I still remember paying over $100 for Phantasy Star 4 on the Genesis. I paid $130 plus tax for Vi on the Sega CD back in 1993, 94. Yeah, I keep the YouTube money for myself. Come on, baby, load. Hey, Math Man. Whew, this is taking a while. Welcome to playing old video games on old computers. There we go. Insert disk number 1B and press return. So we get to... Now we're talking. See what I mean? Like this game, from the very little I've played of it, this game has a much cleaner look than the previous ones. $100 for Octopath Traveler? Oh my god. Yeah, it feels like original hardware. You are in front of your own house. Alright, well, we're going to look at the house. As you awaken from a heavy night's sleep, you are haunted by the memory of a strange dream. Although it is not entirely clear, you can remember significant portions of it. A terrestrial guardian or keeper of sorts has chosen you for the task of securing the Earth's future by destroying the evil ruler of the distant planet Neberon, and offers you the ability of time and space travel in order to do so. Somewhat nervous by the realism of your dream, you decide to take a walk to clear your head. You're in front of your own house. Burned down house. No, I'd have to go into the dining room and check under the rug first. Okay, well, we're going to move north because I am totally using an FAQ here. Uh-oh. You are in a field of dry grass. There is a strange-looking machine here. It appears to be pulsating. Ah, Lunar. Yep, Lunar's a good time. Lunar is a good time. I'm going to look at the machine. Looking at the strange object, you are at first curious. Suddenly, the dream comes rushing back to you. You stand there with your heart leaping out of your chest, too stunned to move and filled with a strange mixture of fear and excitement as you realize it wasn't a dream at all. You don't want a lot of pulsating machines in your backyard. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Scoop Jessica. I mean, they clearly had a staff. They had a staff of like 11 people for this game for like a year. It was a huge undertaking for this company. I loved the Gravitron. Especially when you got someone who was cool enough to like, stand up on the thing. Like, stand up on the walls. The adventure begins. You're in a field of dry grass. There's a strange-looking machine here. It appears to be pulsating. Let's enter that machine. Yeah, I mean, look how nice this looks. Oh, I should probably make sure... Hey, Scoop Jessica, I'm counting on you. Tell me when I should take a screen grab. You're inside a time machine. You hear a faint humming sound. There are 2 dials and a lever with a button next to it. Lever? Alright. Well, we're going to get that mask. I'm still inside a time machine. I fear a faint thumbing sound. Alright. Gonna get the mask. Wow. So here's a great example. I'm following an FAQ of a situation that would just be infuriating back in 1982. It says here in the FAQ that oxygen mask that I just picked up, if I go back in time with that thing, it'll disappear. And that means it's gone from the game. So if it's required for anything later, it's gone. You don't get to keep it. So you have to exit the machine. Like, how would you ever know to do this? I'm going to take a screen grab of this. Just in case. I'm sure there'll be other cool things too, but this is definitely a good start. Seems iconic, right? I'm in a field of dry grass. There appears to be strange looking blah, 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 blah. We're going to drop the mask. There it is. There's the mask. Same color as the grass. That'll be easy to find later. We're going to enter the machine again. We're going to sit in that chair. Okay, the chair is comfortable. As you sit down, the machine seems to come to life. You're inside a time machine. You hear a faint humming sound. There are 2 dials and a lever with a button next to it. Okay, we're going to examine the blue dial. There are words written around the blue dial. They are as follows: Europe, Africa, Australia, Antarctica, Asia, North America, NA, South America, SA, interplanetary, or intergalactic, as the Beastie Boys would say. You are inside a time machine. You hear a faint humming sound. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. We're going to move on here. So let's look at the orange button. There are numbers written around the orange dial. They are as follows: 400 million BC, 10,000 BC, 50 BC, 1000 AD, 1400 AD, 1700 AD, 2082 AD, 4082 AD. Sarah, I don't know if my crew's following me, Scoop Joey. And just in case you forgot, I'm inside a time machine. So that's a lot of different places to go to. So we're going to set the blue dial. Okay. So, oh no. Oh no. I hit the wrong button. Okay, we're going to set blue. To what? What are we setting it to? Let's say Europe. The FAQ really doesn't tell me what to do here. You're lost in a jungle. Okay, it is now set. Alright. Set orange dial. And we're going to set it to 400 mil BC. 400 milk. Okay, it is now set. We're going to pull the lever. Pull lever. Here we go. Ready? Every time travel story I've ever read, always going back in time always leads to good consequences, so we're doing it. The machine starts vibrating violently, and you feel dizzy, almost to the point of passing out. Suddenly, you feel a terrible jolt, and the machine is still. The continents, as we know them, did not exist in that era. You're in the prehistoric age, which is why it didn't matter what continent I set that dial to, because it all goes back to, was it Pangea? Is that the name of the continent? You're inside a time machine, faint humming, blah, 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 blah. Okay. We're going to exit the machine. It looks decidedly like my backyard. You're in a pretty green meadow. There is a time machine here. It appears to be pulsating. I hope it never stops pulsating. Alright, we're going to move west. Oh man, this is starting to look like the other games now. You are in a pretty green meadow. Yes, my backyard is Pangea. We're going to move south. Uh-oh, that's a dinosaur. It's a pretty cool dinosaur. You're at the edge of a large lake that extends to the east. There is a brontosaurus in the lake. Ooh, pretty. You're in a creepy jungle. Alright. Now we're going east. Yes, Jessica, damn it. I should have taken a screenshot. You're right. Now I'm in a jungle still. We're going to go east again. I'll take a shot at the next dinosaur. Oh, I see it. I see a pterodactyl overhead. You're in the jungle. There is a cave entrance to the east. Okay, I want to move east because I want to avoid being caught by the pterodactyl. You're inside a cave. The cave ends right here. Okay, I guess I'm moving west now. You're in the jungle. There's a cave entrance to the east. South. There's a pointed stick here. I'm assuming I didn't get that stick. Well, the cave was just to avoid the pterodactyl. Now I'm just in a jungle with no pointed stick. Okay, we're going to move north. We're going to move north. Going to move north. We're back at the cave. We're going to move west. We're still in the jungle. We're going to move west again. I'm in a creepy jungle. Going to move north. Screenshot. As times 1. Going to move north again. You're in a pretty green meadow, and I'm going to move east. Hey, I'm in a pretty green meadow. There's a time machine here. What a quinkydink. It appears to be pulsating. Enter machine. Okay. Apparently I came 400 million years, 400 million 1,982 years into the past to get a sharp stick. Where else would I have found one? I did get a screenshot of a brontosaurus. That's true. Okay, the chair is comfortable. As you sit down, the machine seems to come to life. Oh, hello. We're going to 10,000 BC. Okay, it is now set, so I don't need to set it through the dials anymore, apparently. An artisanal sharp stick, yes. Where sharp sticks are extinct. Pull lever. So that was one time zone. The machine starts vibrating violently, and you feel dizzy, almost to the point of passing out. Suddenly, you feel a terrible jolt, and the machine is still. The continents as we know them did not exist in that era. You were in the Stone Age. And inside a time machine. Alright, you know, I'm going to save this real quick. I figured out how to save finally. Yay! Alright, we are going to exit the machine. Uh-oh. It's going to ask me for another disc, isn't it? Oh, no, it's not. Okay. Oh, this is definitely the Stone Age. Look at all the stone. You're in a north-south canyon. Steep cliffs lead upwards toward the east and west. There is a time machine here. It appears to be pulsating. Alright. We're going to move north. There's a rock here. Well, clearly there are rocks everywhere. You're standing in a rocky canyon. Climbable cliffs lead up towards the north and west. We're going to get us a rock. We're going to move north. You're on the edge of a canyon going down towards the south. There's a steep cliff to the east. A path leads west. We're going to go west. Let's follow the path. Rock a lobster. You are in some grasslands. There's not a lot of grass here. It's all pretty gray. Dead grasslands. Okay, we're going to move north again. You see a large herd of mastodons in the distance. That's really in the distance. You're in the grasslands. We're going to move north one more time. You've started a herd of mastodons. They've started to stampede. You've startled a herd of mastodons. They've started to stampede. Those mastodons aren't very impressive looking. You're in some grasslands. Well, we're going up. Going up that tree. You hear the mastodon stampede below you. You are up in a large tree. Boy, was that quick thinking. Quick thinking. We're going to go back down. We're in some grasslands. Mastodon-free grasslands, I might add. Okay, we're going to go north. You're in some lovely rolling hills. We're going to move west. You're lost in the mountains. Fantastic. We're going to go north again. There are two small sticks here, but are they sharp sticks? Probably not. You're traveling through the mountains. We're going to get those sticks. Basically, I think the plan here is to remove all semblance of wood from the past. Come back here with a chainsaw. You're traveling through the mountains. We're going to move south. You're lost in the mountains. We're going to move east. Yep, we're just collecting sticks from time periods. You're in some lovely rolling hills. And we're going to move north. Watch out! A saber-toothed tiger is going to pounce on you. I like the dinosaur more. You're in the mountains. And a saber-toothed tiger. We're going to, okay, throw stick. As the saber-toothed tiger leaps, you throw the pointed stick, which lodges in his body. Thank God I went 400 million years back in time for that sharp stick. Startled, the big cat runs away with the stick still in him. I hope that I go to 2084 or whatever year it was, and I get to a museum where there's a saber-toothed tiger skeleton with a stick lodged in its ribs. That would be incredible. Just saying. That's game design. What you just experienced was real-time game design. We're gonna go east. You're wandering in the mountains. Going south. There's a large hare here. He doesn't look that large. I'm still in the mountains. Wow, okay. Throw rock. You throw the rock at the hare and kill it. There was a rock here. There is a large dead hare here. Oh, that's the rock? Okay. Doesn't look like a rock. We're gonna get hare. What's he do? Nibble your bum? That's great. There's still a rock here, just so you know. We're gonna move east. Yeah, really, get hare. I'm lost in the mountains. We're gonna move north. Gonna move north again. We're still in the mountains. Baldness, baby. You're wandering in the mountains. There is a large cave opening to the north. We're gonna go north again. There's a stone hammer here. Oh, look at this. Oh, this is fantastic. You're inside a large cave. There are two mean-looking cavemen here. We're getting a screenshot of this, obviously. Gotta save the old one first. Yes, which is CJ and which is Phil? The low forehead on the guy on the right, plus he's smaller. That makes me think that he's Phil. Think? Alright. Mean-looking cavemen. Are there cavemen that don't look mean? I should say, were there cavemen that didn't look mean? Alright, we're going to give them the hair. The cavemen take the hair and grudgingly decide not to kill you. There's a stone hammer here. You're inside a large cave. There are two mean-looking, but full, cavemen here. Well, I gave them hair. Now they have hair. Okay, let's make fire with the two small sticks we got. You quickly rub the two sticks together, and a small fire starts. The cavemen are delighted and amazed, not to mention fearing for their lives. In gratitude for your teaching them, they brand you a witch and burn you in the fire. The cavemen offer the hammer to you. There's a stone hammer here. You're inside a large cave. There are two mean-looking cavemen here, so we're going to get that hammer. Because it's hammer time. Hammer, don't hurt him. See, I created fire. There's a paradox for you. But how did I know about fire if fire had not been invented yet? Discovered. You didn't invent fire, okay? You discovered fire. I get it. Just saying. Alright. We're getting out of here. Enjoy your fire, boys. We're going south. See, that cave should be lit up now. There's a large cave opening to the north. And west. I'm Prometheus. No, that was last week's game. You're roaming through the mountains. Going south 6 times. So here's 1. In the mountains, we're going south for a 2nd time. Yeah, I feel like you want to cook it first, right? I'm in some lovely rolling hills. We're going south for a 3rd time. I'm in some grasslands. South for a 4th time. Me invent fire. I'm in the grasslands. South for a 5th time. In some grasslands. South for a 6th and final time. I'm wandering in some grasslands. Again, 1,500 screens, but they're all grasslands. We're going east. You're at the edge of a climbable cliff. Okay, we're going to go down. Oh, we're back down where we started. You're standing in a rocky canyon. Climbable cliffs lead up towards the north and west. Going south. You're in a north-south canyon. Steep cliffs lead upwards toward the east and west. There's a time machine here. It appears to be pulsating. Enter machine. You're inside a time machine. You hear a faint humming sound. There are 2 dials and a lever with a button next to it. Sit. Okay, the chair is comfortable. As you sit down, the machine seems to come to life. You're inside a time machine. You hear a faint humming sound. There are 2 dials and a lever with a button next to it. We're going to Asia. Okay, it's now set. I'm not reading that again. We're going to 50 BC. Okay, it is now set. Still not reading that again. Pull lever. The machine starts vibrating violently, and you feel dizzy, almost to the point of passing out. Suddenly, you feel a terrible jolt, and the machine is still. Time for the birth of Christ. You're inside a time machine, etc., etc., etc. Okay, we're moving through the times really quickly, I gotta say. So we're gonna save this again because who knows when I screw something up and we get stuck. All right, we're in Asia, 50 BC. We're in an exit machine. Oh, disk number 4G. I don't know what 4G is, but we'll try this one. Time, Jesus. I don't think we're Jesus. That was clearly the right disk. You're in a soggy rice paddy. There's a time machine here. It appears to be pulsating. All right, we're going to move east 3 times. East 1. You're in a soggy rice paddy. East 2. You're in a lush meadow. I'm going to go east 1 more time. Oh. You're at the west edge of the I'm going to say this wrong, Yangtze River. The river is running north and south. Time for Chinese tropes. All right, we're going to go north twice. So north once. You're at the west edge of the Yangtze River. Is that the Yellow River? The river is running north and south. We're going to go north again. There's a long pole here. Again, clearly poles could not exist in any other time or place. The west edge of the Yangtze River. The river is running north and south. We're going to get pole. And I'm not reading that again. I'm going to move south 4 times. South 1. South 2. There's already a clip tonight. South 3. I almost typed 3. South again. Color changed. Oh, look at that. You're at the west edge of the Yangtze River. There's a small Chinese junk. I know what a junk is. Just a boat. Here. All right. All right. We're going to enter that boat. I'm going to move my cursor out of the way. Ah, the classic online systems boat view. You're in the Chinese junk. Is CJ still here? We're playing Sea of Thieves again. Going to move east. Using the pole, you guide the boat across the river through the tricky currents. You're in a Chinese junk. All right. We're going to exit the boat. You're at the east edge of the Yangtze River. There is a small Chinese junk here. North 4 times. North again. North again. Oh, wow. You're in a small Chinese village. There's a road going north and south. North 1 more time. All right, something new to look at. Oh, and that's the end of the village. You're in a field. A road goes east and south. All right. I'm going to go east. You're outside a Buddhist temple. A road goes west from here. We're going to go north, I believe. Yeah. You're inside the Buddhist temple. You see a statue of Buddha with an emerald in his navel. There are doorways to the west and south. I feel like if I take that emerald, I die. You know? So we're going to go west instead. Oh, there is a shovel here. This looks where the sword fight from Kill Bill happened. You're in a Chinese rock garden. The garden is all fenced in. Oh, I believe that was Japan, was it not? Okay, we're going to get shovel. You're in a Chinese rock garden. The garden is all fenced in. We're going to dig. After digging in the dirt for a while, you uncover a beautiful jade stone. I'm going to dig again. After digging in the dirt for a while, you uncover a second beautiful jade stone. Alright. Get jade. And we're going to get jade again. Alright, we got our jade. Move east. You're inside the Buddhist temple. You see a statue of Buddha with an emerald in his navel. There are doorways to the west and south. We're going south. You're outside a Buddhist temple. A road goes west from here. Let's go west. You're in a field. A road goes east and south. We're going to go south 5 times, it says. South 1. South 2. South 3. South 4. We're going to go past our boat and go south again. East edge of the Yangtze River, the river is running north and south, which means we're going to go east. We're in a wide field. We're going to go east again. There's a bag of rice here. The peasant has a rope around his waist. You're in a soggy rice paddy. There's a peasant harvesting rice. He has several bags of rice near him. Buy rice. With what? With jade. The peasant is very interested in jade. He takes it and gives you a bag of rice. The peasant has a rope around his waist. I'm still in the roggy rice patty. God, what's wrong with me today? Soggy rice patty. Well, now we're going to buy rope. With what? With jade. Peasant is very interested in jade. He takes it and gives you the rope. But now, what's going to hold his outfit together? I don't understand. North. I'm in a field. West. West again. Back to our boat. You're in the east edge. Yep. Enter boat. We don't need to read all those. Going west. Like the band. Exit boat. Going to move north twice. Guess where we're going? North again. Let's go to the soggy rice paddy. West. West. West one more time. And here we are. Enter machine. Please insert disk number 1B. Wow. You're inside a time machine. You hear a faint humming sound. There are 2 dials and a lever with a button next to it. Sit. All right. We have sit, set, sut. And we're going to go to Europe. And we're going to go to 1700 AD. Anno Domino, I think is what that means, right? Pull a lever. The machine starts vibrating violently, and you feel dizzy, almost to the point of passing out. Suddenly, you feel a terrible jolt, and the machine is still. Okay, we're in Europe. And we're going to save again, now that I know how. Exit machine for a new disk. Yep, 3F. 3F, what the hell? Oh, that's side, okay. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Because that's the 6th letter of the alphabet. Got it. I get it now. Rice and Rope. Sounds like a Snoop Dogg song. You're in a gentle green valley. There's a time machine here. What a coinkydink. It appears to be pulsating. All right. We're going to move north 4 times. North 1. I hope we run into Robin Hood. You're in a vineyard. The grapes look delicious. North 2. Uh-oh. You are on a cobblestone road going north. There's a sign here. That sign sure says Paris on it. Yeah, maybe Napoleon? I don't know. We're in the right place, right? North 3. Ooh. Are we in Paris? You're in the town of Paris during Napoleon's rule. Very good, Keenad. Going north 1 more time. You're on the outskirts of Paris. Small houses line the street. Gonna go east. You're on the west side of the stone fence. Gonna go north again. Oh, really? I didn't know that, Keenan. You're at the outside northwest corner of the stone fence. We're going east again. You're at the back of the stone fence. It goes east and west. We're going up. You're on top of a stone wall. Not a stone wall, but a stone wall. Top of a stone wall. Let's go inside, if I can spell it right. You are inside the stone fence. The fence goes east and west. I'm going to go south. Feels like we're back in the manor. Pretty. You're in a pretty garden. Gonna go south again. You see a side door of the palace. Open the door. Okay, we opened the door. Gonna go north. Okay, that didn't work right. Let's see here. Open door. Go south again. Enter. Enter north. Enter door. North. Nope, that's not where I want to go. Okay, I missed something here. So enter palace? Let's try west. Open door. Weird. I don't know how to do this, guys. It won't let me put in 3-word commands. Oh, wait a minute. Look. See nothing special. You see a side door of the palace. Enter door. I already tried that. Enter side door. No. Yeah, I think I tried east, didn't I? Enter east. Why didn't I figure that out? Oh, wow. I'm tired. Okay. You're in an east-west hallway. I need to get to Josephine's bedroom. I missed something here. Oh, there we go. Open door. Move east. Oh, my God. Let's go east again. I totally skipped a line. There we go. All right, we're good. You're in a hallway. There's a stairway going up. An open doorway is to the north. We're going up. Don't know why I didn't figure that out, guys. You're in an east-west hallway. At the top of the stairs, there's a closed door here. East. There is a closed door here. The hallway ends to the east. Open door. North. There is perfume and a pretty comb on the dresser. Oh, that's a pretty bed. Look at that. Okay. You're in Josephine's bedroom. Who's Josephine? Somebody tell me. Keened, who's Josephine? All right. We're going to get that perfume. Going to get that comb. We're going to move south. Let's get out of here. Let's get the hell out of here. West. Down. Excuse me. West again. And west again. I'm back out of the side door of the palace. North. Back at the pretty garden. It is a pretty boring palace. North again. You can guess what we're doing now. We're going back to our time machine, of course. Up. Outside. West. South. West. Then we go south till we get to the time machine. Back through Gay Paris. Yeah, there's no one in Paris right now. I love that sign. Paris has been the most boring place so far. All right, we're going to enter a machine, which means a disk swap. 1B again. This is how I used to play my games, because I didn't have a hard drive that would hold the game, so I was constantly swapping disks. Good times. Sit. We're going to NA. And we're going 1400 AD. Now pull that lever. The machines, I'm going to read this part, right? The machine starts vibrating violently. You feel dizzy, almost to the point of passing out. Suddenly, you feel a terrible jolt, and the machine is still. But you're still inside time machine. Okay. America, North America. Save. Yeah, I remember King's Quest IV. I was playing that game back in the day too. That was the Perils of Rosella, right? Or was that 3? I think 4 was the Perils of Rosella. All right, let's exit machine. Disc number 2C. Man, I'm good. Perils of Rosella. Didn't that have a day-night cycle too? I think it did. It had like a real-time clock, a kind of real-time clock. I never really played 5 or 6. I forgot about the zombies. You're on a prairie. There's a time machine here. We're going to find a cowboy. It appears to be pulsating. Are there cowboys in 1400? I don't remember. That seems early. That seems early. Since 1492 was when Columbus... Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. It's 11:30 at night and I'm okay. Okay, we're going to move south. You hear a rumbling noise coming from the north. Cowboys unlikely, yes. You're in a lonesome prairie. Move west. You hear a rumbling noise coming from the north. Move west again. Good call, Scoop Joey. The rumbling noise has changed to a loud roar, and you see a herd of buffalo headed your way. You could not have called that better. That's pretty cool. You're in a prairie. There is a gully here. Well, we're going to move down into that gully. A stampede of buffalo passes over you as you lay in the gully. As soon as the buffalo pass by, you get out of the gully and dust yourself off. You're in a prairie. There's a gully here. Okay, we're going to move east. You're in a dry prairie. A fern gully. Really? We're going north 7 times. North 1. I'm roaming on a prairie. North 2. You're on a wide prairie, north 3. You're walking through a prairie, north 4. There's an Indian with a bow and arrows drawn. There's a dead buffalo beside him. Okay. You're in a prairie. There's a deep ravine to the north, and a bridge crosses the ravine. You're going to go north again? He didn't attack me. Cool. You're in some low hills. You see some teepees to the north. A bridge crosses a ravine to the south of you. Okay, let's go north again. That's pretty nice. You're in an Indian village. There is a big teepee to the north. There is a bow and arrows here. You're inside the teepee. The Indian chief is sitting here. So we're going to trade our comb with the chief. The Indian chief is intrigued by the pretty comb. He runs it through his hair and decides to keep it. Gives you the bow and arrows. Okay, he gave me the bows. That was easy. Seems like a fair trade. And we're going back to our time machine. South. South 6 times. South 1, South 2. It's a nice little design on the top of that teepee. I can't tell if you can see it. South 3. South 4. Oh, he's gone. South 5. South 6. And east. Man, we're really jumping around these time zones a lot. And here we are. Back to Disc 1B. At least the discs load fast. Okay, where are we going? We are going to Europe again. And we're going to 1400 AD, which is where we already are. Pull lever. The machine starts vibrating violently, and you feel dizzy, almost to the point of passing out. Suddenly, you feel a terrible jolt, and the machine is still. All right, we're going to save again, of course. All right, we're going to exit machine. Oh, 2C again. I haven't been paying attention. Did we get any subscriptions or donations yet tonight? You're at the edge of an ocean. Hills are around you. There's a time machine here. It appears to be pulsating. Okay, we're moving south twice. Whoa, that was not how you did that at all. You're at the edge of the ocean. Hills surround you. We're going to go south again. Oh, we're already in a village. Palos? You're in a little fishing village on the edge of the ocean called Palos. Palos? Sure. We're going to go east. You're standing in front of a house. Open door. Let's go north. Uh-oh. That guy's got a quill. Oh, it's $14.92. You're inside the house. There's a man seated behind the table. What do you think we're doing? We're going to sign up. What are we signing up for? The man signs you up as a crew member for the Santa Maria. Would you like to work in the galley, cargo hold, or on deck, handling the sails and masts? Where's CJ? We're gonna work on the deck. You're officially working with the sails and masts on deck. The man hands you a boarding pass. You're inside the house. There's a man seated behind the table. We're gonna move south. Now I am the crew who follows. South again. CJ would just give me all his excess booty. I'm wandering among the hills. We're gonna go west. Oh, you're at the edge of an ocean. There's a pier to the west. That's great. I love it. Look at the guy just standing there at the end. You're at the edge of the pier. Show pass. The sailor looks at your boarding pass and tells you to go to the deck at the front of the ship. CJ would say the bow of the ship. Or the stern? Bow, I think. Yeah, really. Guess I'm signing up for a few months and I'm probably going to die. Santa Maria's docked. There's a sailor here. You're at the end of the pier. So we're going to drop pass. I don't know why we're dropping the pass. Santa Maria's docked. Blah, 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 blah. North. Oh, this guy looks serious. Oh, he looked serious until his face drew. You're on deck at the stern. Christopher Columbus is standing here. There's a door leading north to the galley. I'm gonna go west. We're not even talking to Chris. Who the hell is Christopher Columbus? You're amidship. There's a hole with a ladder leading down. A sailor is standing here. We're gonna move west again. Detailed crotch. Oh, there's the Sierra front of the boat image. You're on deck at the bow of the ship. There's a very tall mast here with a rope ladder attached to it. Okay, we're going up. Prince Peasley? Oh, look at that guy. You're in a crow's nest at the top of the mast. There's a parrot sitting on top of a telescope here. I love it. I love it. Let's look telescope. You see a farmhouse in the distance to the southeast. The farmhouse is surrounded by hills. You're in the crow's nest at the top of the mast. There's a parrot sitting on the top of the telescope here. This game really does have it all. Now we're going to move down. We're going to move east. We're going to that farmhouse. Move east again. Move south. East. See you around. Why did I drop my pass? I don't understand. South twice. We're at the edge of an ocean. Hills surround you. We're going to go south again. You're at the edge of an ocean. There are hills all around you. The color's a little bit different, though. Going east. We're in among the hills. Go east again. Oh, we're at the farmhouse. You're in front of a farmhouse. Open door. No one locks their doors in 1400s. If they even bars their doors, I guess. I don't know. Sound of Music. East. Into the farmhouse. There's an iron bar here. I think the thing for me is, this is interesting. I don't understand why I'm traipsing all over the world in different time periods to pick up mundane items like an iron bar and a pointy stick, like, and a rock. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Okay, we're gonna get the bar. And now we're going back to the time machine. Because reasons. Yeah, you got it. Remember, there's still aliens that we haven't run into here. Whoever has the gold makes the rules. Is that the golden rule, Keenan? Always love that line. It would be great if it was Toe Jam and Earl. Alright, we're going to enter the machine. Enter the pulsating machine. Disc number 1B. Remember, this is a $260 game. Well, adjusted for inflation when it came out. Game does need more funk. You got that right. We're going to Australia, boys and girls. Sit. I'm going to put Australia again, just in case. And we're going to 1700 AD. What was Australia like in 1700 AD? The machine starts vibrating violently, and you feel dizzy, almost to the point of passing out. Suddenly, you feel a terrible jolt, and the machine is still. I don't know my voice cracked there. Suddenly, this comes out of my salary. All right, Australia. That was not an Australian accent. That was just me being weird. It's clearly not an Australian accent. All right, we're going to exit the machine. 4H. B, C, D, E, F, G, H. You're in a meadow. There's a time machine here. It appears to be, say it with me, pulsating. All right, we're going to move west. Oh, what's that? You're in a green meadow. You see sheep in the distance. Move north 4 times. North 1. Interesting. Wrong disc. Disc 4H. Might have a problem. Uh-oh. Do I have a corrupt disc? We're stuck. I have a bad disc. Okay, well, I mean, we have 20 minutes left tonight, but I could see if I can find a proper disc here. That was weird because it worked for a second. Let's see here. See what I can find. Yep, Australian Sheep Protection Protocol. Time zone. Apple 2E disk 4. Found an interesting article about time zone. Let's see here. I don't know, guys. This might be rough. This might be a problem. By the way, we're 3 followers away from 700. So I'd call that out. Excuse me. Whew. Let's see what we can see here. Nope. Not doing that. Gotta wait a while for our download. We'll see if we can maybe get this working. Well, this brought the whole thing to a screeching halt. How we doing here? I don't feel like the download worked. Probably just downloaded a virus. I think, guys, I'm gonna have to call this a night and do some troubleshooting. To see if we can finish this game off next week. Because I don't even think we're halfway through. Yeah, sorry about that. But, you know, I mean, better than sitting here staring at a white screen while I search for something that may or may not work. We got 15 minutes. I don't know if I can present an episode of Generation 16 in here or not. Let me see if I can sort that out. All right, let's do this thing. We're going to add a media source, and that is going to be let's see here. See if I can crash the whole thing. Oh, come on. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right. All right. All right. We're good. We're good. We're good. I'm going to go to episode 1.
Hello and welcome to the first episode of Generation 16, a series showcasing the games of Sega's Mega Drive. I'm your host, Greg Stewart. Most of the time, the console market is usually dominated by a single system.
How's that
Sure,
working
at
for
the
folks?
beginning of each new generation, the playing field is briefly leveled, but it never takes too long for a leader to emerge. The Atari 2600, the Nintendo Entertainment System, Game Boy, PlayStation, PlayStation 2, the Wii, these are all dominant consoles of their time. The 16-bit generation, though, was different. Unlike almost any other time in this industry, the top spot in the world's biggest market was hotly contested, and it was contested by a manufacturer that by the end of the 80s really had no chance in hell of being a major force in the console arena. The Genesis, or Mega Drive if you're from somewhere other than North America, represents a real underdog story. On the back of this console, Sega went from an also-ran to market leader, and back again almost as quickly. Let's set the stage with a little history. In 1952, American businessman Marty Bromley secured a contract with Nihon Goraku Busan to import coin-op machines to American air bases in Japan. In 1954, another American businessman, David Rosen, founds Rosen Enterprises in Japan and begins importing target gun arcade games from the USA. By the 1960s, both companies are leading the market in their respective businesses. In 1964, Rosen merged with Bromley and Nihon Goraku Busan to create Service Games, or what would become known as Sega. Over the next decade, Sega became synonymous with high-quality arcade games, and its owners, Gulf and Western, sold interest in Sega to American arcade company Bally. In the early 1980s, Sega began to port some of its arcade hits to the Atari 2600 and 5200, though when the crash happened, that business ended. Following the big video game crash of 1983, Rosen and Hayao Nakayama bought out Bally's interest in Sega. Nakayama remained president of Sega Japan, while Rosen became the president of Sega's American arm. That same year, Nintendo released the Famicom in Japan and began taking over the home console business. A year later, in '84, Sega entered the home console ring with the SG-1000, which saw little success. In 1985, Nintendo released the Famicom in the USA as the Nintendo Entertainment System, thus beginning the revival of the American video game market. Meanwhile, Sega released two updates to its SG-1000, the Mark II and the Mark III, again to limited success. Seeing how well the NES was doing in North America, Sega followed suit and re-engineered the SG-1000 Mark III into a new console called the Sega Master System, releasing it in the US in 1986. Although it saw some sales, it never managed to take more than 5% of that lucrative market from Nintendo. In Japan and America, the Master System was running a losing race, while in the UK, folks were way more into microcomputers than consoles, though the Master System did fare better there than the NES. Sega was a company that enjoyed a lot of success in the arcades, based in no small part on its superior hardware. Games like Outrun, Space Harrier, and Afterburner took advantage of that hardware to offer players a fast, fun, pseudo-3D experience. Sega decided that capturing the home markets in Japan and America would be easier if they could replicate those experiences in the home. Thus, the Mega Drive was born, kicking off the 16-bit generation of video game consoles. The Mega Drive was released in Japan on October 29, 1988, where it competed directly with Nintendo's Famicom juggernaut. It was truly an underdog, as Nintendo didn't even consider Sega a threat. They were far more focused on NEC and Hudson's recently released PC Engine, which was quickly gaining popularity in Japan.
We all know how that turned out. Sega Development Division the Space Harrier.
When talking about Sega's arcade fortunes in the mid-'80s, the importance of the Sega Development Division No. 2, headed up by Yu Suzuki, can't be overstated.
Yeah, you're about to see me suck at Space Harrier.
This guy was to Sega what Shigeru Miyamoto is to Nintendo. Pick a big Superscalar 3D Sega arcade game from the 80s, and this team was probably involved. Space Harrier, Hang On, Outrun, Afterburner, Power Drift, the list goes on and on. So it's not surprising that most of their titles eventually made their way to the Mega Drive, not to mention the PC Engine and the Famicom.
You can really see that, like they were saying, that they wanted to bring the arcade home. That's really what they were doing with Genesis. You can see with the first three games that came out were all arcade ports.
While Space Harrier 2 is technically a sequel to the 1985 arcade original, it was pretty much a simple remix of the coin-op. From a gameplay perspective, Space Harrier doesn't do a whole lot that's new. Shooters have been around forever at this point, but this sort of into-the-screen 3D shooter was pretty rare back in the day. In that way, this was the perfect launch title to show off Sega's new 16-bit machine. Even at a glance, it's easy to see that this isn't running on a Famicom. Sega needed to come out swinging with the Mega Drive, and so they did.
Boss.
Get ready.
Playing Space Harrier 2, it's also easy to see the downside of direct arcade ports to home consoles.
Yes, Sarah, I agree. The music's not great in this.
Get ready.
Arcade games are meant to eat quarters. Generally difficult, light on content, and with no other reason to continue playing other than to improve your high score. The problem is that on home consoles, this generally isn't enough.
Get ready. Get ready.
Extreme difficulty is more annoying and challenging when you're not paying for every continue. And when the high score table is limited only to those who have access to your console and your cartridge, the pride factor of the highest score on the table is pretty much gone. This is something that would come to plague the Mega Drive library pretty quickly.
Thunderblade I also find pretty unplayable. Oh, I see that little thing on the bottom right-hand corner there. You can tell I was using an emulator for all this.
The other Japanese launch game for the Mega Drive was yet another pseudo-sequel to an arcade game. Thunderblade was one of the more impressive Superscalar games because it used a ridiculous amount of sprites being pushed around by the hardware to make the buildings the players flew around look like true geometric shapes rather than cardboard cutouts.
I really wish I could.
Super Thunderblade on the Mega Drive doesn't ever replicate that unique look, probably because the system wasn't capable of pushing around the crazy amount of sprites needed to pull it off, but it still delivers impressive visuals. In fact, in some ways I think it's even more impressive than Space Harrier. While the overall look isn't as nice, the level variety is really impressive. Super Thunderblade mixes 3D third-person levels with more traditional overhead shooting levels. Plus levels transition in real time from outdoor to indoor environments. Just like Space Harrier 2, Super Thunderblade suffers from arcade-style design on a home console. Not nearly enough content here for a home console release.
mail order places for $3. And beating it the first time I played it. Again, I wish I had original arcade footage on this. I do so many things
Rise from your grave.
Including two-player footage on games that have 2 players.
And here we have the first true arcade port for the Mega Drive.
Power up.
Alter Beast hit the coin-op scene in 1988, so that makes it the freshest of the original Mega Drive trio as well.
Power up.
Welcome to your doom.
It also marks the first game on the system to feature simultaneous multiplayer. In this forced scrolling brawler, you play as a previously dead Greek warrior who has been resurrected by the god Zeus. It seems the demon Neff has kidnapped his daughter Athena, and it's up to you and your co-zombie to save her.
Well,
To aid you in your adventure, Zeus has granted you the power of 5 different beasts. Success depends on finding a way to transform into these beasts in each level and defeating each of Neff's 5 forms.
The jam pack disc was
Up until Sonic the Hedgehog was released, Alter Beast was probably the game that came to most gamers' minds when they thought of the Genesis. It was, after all, packed in with each American console. And for good reason. This is a hell of a port. The characters are nice and big on the screen, the music is excellent, it features every enemy and level from the arcade, and it's the first Mega Drive game to feature a fair amount of digitized speech.
Welcome to your doom.
It's surprising how bad it is.
Step into a room of gamers and utter, "Rise from your grave." And anyone older than 25 will probably know exactly what you're talking about. I know I'm starting to sound like a broken record here, but Altered Beast suffers from the same problem as Space Harrier and Thunderblade. The whole game can be finished in about 20 minutes. And when you consider this is only the 3rd game released for the system in the space of a month, that's not a whole lot of content for that shiny new Mega Drive.
Power up.
Love the dudes with the mallets.
It's a good thing, I suppose, that the Mega Adapter add-on made the Mega Drive fully backwards compatible with the existing Master System library. At least those early adopters had something to play.
Welcome to your doom.
Oh man, this game is nuts. Nuts. Osomatsu-kun Hachameka Kikujo. And I absolutely love the rising sun in the background of some of these levels. Yeah, it's a great cover.
Alright, here's where I start apologizing for my horrible Japanese.
That's gorgeous. Look at it. Again, really nice sprite work in this game.
The last game to hit the Mega Drive in 1988 is also the first original title for the system.
I don't know what those are. Bamboo, I guess. Foreground bamboo. Yeah, Ghouls and Ghosts.
It's also the first Mega Drive game that wasn't eventually released outside Japan. Osomatsu-kun is based on the manga and anime series of the same name.
Osomatsu-kun's face in this game. I love that.
Osomatsu-kun began life as a series in Shonen Sunday in 1962. It also had 2 television runs, one in 1966 and another in 1988. The second of which is most likely what this game is based on.
Footage of the show, images of the manga.
Osomatsu-kun is the story of 6 brothers, sextuplets. The player takes the role of Osomatsu, the oldest brother, on a quest to find his 5 siblings.
This game only has 3 levels. It's not easy. The game's supposed to be. Oh, Shysma, you should
At first
check out.
blush, this is a pretty straightforward action game with some decidedly pretty graphics.
Colors.
I especially like how you can get an idea of Osomatsu's current health by the expression on his face. He looks more and more distressed the closer he gets to death. The big cartoony sprites play really well here, even if they're all on the generally weird side. Apparently this is the style manga writer Fujio Akatsuka was famous for.
Love the different sort of color palettes in each area. That background is fantastic.
Unlike the Mega Drive's only other side-scroller, though, Osomatsu-kun is anything but straightforward. Each of the 3 levels is a big maze, where going through a door or falling down a pit can take you just about anywhere. It's all very confusing at first.
The floating turtles as platforms. So bizarre. Yeah, Keenan, I recommend it. It's like I said, it's not easy, but I enjoyed it.
And since the enemies in the game are pretty challenging and there's no way to continue if you happen to lose Osomatsu's last life, it's all pretty frustrating as well.
Killing you with love.
There is a decent game here though. After firing up Osomatsu-kun for the 5th time or so, I actually found myself enjoying it and making a bit of progress.
So these little guys that fall in here.
And that was the Mega Drive's
Little
first
halos over
year,
their heads.
4 games in 3 months, 3 of which were lifted directly from the arcade. I guess you could say Sega was delivering on the promise of bringing the arcade home, but 1989 would see them branch out just a bit.
Cerebus, you're not wrong.
Osomatsu-kun will be the final Mega Drive game for over a month.
That 3 games in 4 months, and he had to wake up. And then it was freaking Alex Kidd. I will say, I went back and played this again after I did the segment and I finished Alex Kidd, which I never thought I'd be able to do.
Alex Kidd is a hero lost to time.
They are garbage service.
In 1989, the Kid was Sega's unofficial mascot, having already started a few arcade and Master System games in the previous 3 years. He was basically Sega's answer to Mario.
Sorry for my squeaky chair.
Alex Kidd in the Enchanted Castle is mostly basic platforming. Rather than jumping on his enemies, Alex punches them with his tremendously oversized fists, or kicks them with his ridiculously imprecise jump kick.
When you play this game,
but there's a bit more depth to this game than a straight side-scrolling platformer.
Jump, you actually he kicks.
Alex can earn various items that will give him a better chance at success, including some cool vehicles like a pogo stick, motorcycle, and pedicopter.
Love the motorcycle.
But I have to say I really don't like this game all that much. Control feels really imprecise. Alex floats around and doesn't change direction quick enough. And of course, if Alex takes a single hit, he dies. So when you combine that with the much he controls, it's even more frustrating. But the most annoying bit is that every major battle in this game is decided through a game of rock, paper, scissors.
It does get more enjoyable. Like I said, I went back and I finished it.
Even buying items requires Alex to win a round of this ridiculous game of chance.
The randomness of the rock,
and since there's no sort of tell on each of these
hell.
enemies, the outcome of each battle really seems random. But hey, there is one upside. Playing a round of Jonken in the Japanese version results in hardcore nudity. Whoever loses at Jonken also loses their clothes for some reason, with nothing but a fig leaf covering their naughty bits. This was obviously changed for the US version, where a large weight drops on the loser Looney Tunes style.
Not even a fig leaf. I guess there's a fig leaf.
This was Alex Kidd's only outing on the Mega Drive. In fact, Enchanted Castle was the last true Alex Kidd game in a way. In 1990, Sega released Alex Kidd in Shinobi World on the Master System, but Alex was a bit of a latecomer to that game's development. It was originally meant to be a cutesy take on Shinobi, starring an entirely new hero. So that was it for Alex Kidd. He never starred in another game. He's made some cameos in more recent Sega titles like Sega All-Stars Tennis and Sega All-Stars Racing. He also made a hilarious appearance in the Saturn game Sega Gaga, where he laments his short rivalry with that other mascot before being replaced by Sonic the Hedgehog. And that'll do it for the first episode of Generation 16. Thanks for watching. In our next episode, we'll cover the first half of 1989, leading up to the release of the Genesis in North America. It'll include the system's first role-playing game, the system's first sports game, and the first third-party publisher on the Mega Drive. Hope to see you then.
Wow, look at those credits. Good old Mike Phillips. But they've gotten more intricate since then. So that was a good night. Got a couple of Generation 16 episodes in. I think this is going to restart itself. Oh, maybe not. So if I can't get, thanks, Cerebus. Thanks, Keenan. If I can't get Disc 4 working for Time Zone, unfortunately, that means we won't be playing it again next week, but we'll be moving on to the next game, which, if I can get a copy of it, which is The Dark Crystal, based on the Jim Henson film. And I think that's the first time they actually started to use the name Sierra on their games as well. So, yeah, Sierra made a Dark Crystal game. It's pretty cool, I think. So we'll try to get a hold of that for next Adventure Night. Tomorrow night, Mega Man and Bass on the Super Nintendo. Continuing our Mega Man theme. That'll be pretty cool. And then on Thursday night, we have one of my favorite NES games of all time, Faxanadu, requested by the Closet Ninja way back when. We're going to be playing that Thursday night. Thank you so much for checking out the premiere tonight. I really appreciate that. And please go give it a watch on YouTube and a like and a share as well. Really want to get the numbers up on that series. I spent a lot of time with them. I'm not trying to get rich or anything on them. I'm never going to get rich or anything on them. But yeah, I do want people to see them. So please like, share, and subscribe and all that fun stuff. Remember, donations to Extra Life, tinyurl.com/Seward, or subscriptions in the channel. Remember, you can look up there, $274.91 raised so far this year for Extra Life via this channel. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate you guys hanging out. Love spending time with you in these on these games. Sorry the adventure game kind of died there with the corrupt disc, but we'll see if we can fix that for next week. Talk to you guys tomorrow, I hope. And until then, good night.